Hey, are you okay? You look pretty stressed. Oh my god.
I have a big decision to make, and I don't know what to do.
That sounds awful. Maybe I can help. What decision are you trying to make?
I'm trying to decide on a college major.
That sure is a big decision. What majors are you considering?
Accounting, art history, business, cinema studies, computer science, economics, English, history, international studies, journalism, media studies, photography, political science, psychology, public relations. I'm sure there's more.
That's a lot of majors. It might help if you first consider the perspectives, purpose, and scope. Want to give it a try?
Well, I guess it couldn't hurt. You know, my purpose is that I'd really like to get ahead of the game as much as I can. Choosing my major now will make it so I can start getting ready, start taking classes that align with it, and make my freshman year at college easier and less chaotic.
That's a great start. What about perspective?
I'm looking at this decision through a point of view that is considering what I want for my future. What will make me happy? What will make my dreams a reality? My perspective is tied to my values. Like, I value stability, so I look at my decision in terms of what my estimated salary might be.
You bring up some great points, and we'll be able to talk about your values shortly. But for right now, what's your scope?
I'm trying to keep a broad scope. To not shut down any possibility, I want to look at every major, and at the least consider what it would be like if I took it. There are obviously some that I would instantly dislike, but I think opening my mind to all gives me a chance to discover an interest in a major I hadn't previously thought about. I want to look at this decision through an inclusive, unbiased scope.
That's an excellent idea. The last thing I want you to consider before you move on to your values is stakeholders and time frame.
Well, the desired time frame would be to have a solid decision by the end of the school year, but since I have over a year before I actually go to college and not everyone declare the major at first, the time frame is flexible. But ideally, the decision will be final by this summer. And then there's stakeholders. Oh dear. I could choose a major that brings me happiness and joy, or I could choose one that slowly sucks the life out of me. I could choose a useless major and have to go back to school. Imagine that. All that wasted money. So what's at stake? Well, my career, my happiness, my future, just that.
Anyway, we need to talk about your values.
Right. Okay. It's important to me to have a stable future, you know? I want a job that can support me so that I won't be on the edge of getting by every month. I want to be able to buy something and not have it stress me out. It's really, really important that my major leads me to something I'm happy doing. I need passion in my future career. So if the major is going to lead to unhappiness, it's a complete waste of time. I would like to be engaged in the subject and care about what I'm learning, not just be there because I think I should. It would be nice if there was a high job opportunity. That way I wouldn't be struggling to find a job after high school.
Those are great values. Have you been able to take any majors off your list so far?
Yeah, I think so. Accounting, business, computer science, and psychology are all majors that I feel like I should do because they might make me successful. But they wouldn't make me happy. Art history, international studies, journalism, media studies, photography, and public relations are all majors that just don't seem realistic to me for different reasons. Some because my interest doesn't extend so far to a major, and others because even though I would love learning about them, I wouldn't want a career in that specific field.
That's awesome! You're down to only 5 majors now!
Cinema studies, economics, English, history, and political science.
You know what you should do? Create a weight and rate chart to determine which of your values are most important and which majors fit those values. Well, lucky for us, I have that all done. We've got the results of the weight and rate chart, but are there any creative alternatives you can come up with?
Since cinema studies barely beats out political science, I could always double major. It would be a lot more work, but it would also allow me to explore both of my interests. Then there's the possibility of adding a minor, which would be less work, but still allow me to study multiple topics more closely. And then there's their dual degree, which would also be a lot more work. So all of my creative alternatives basically just mean more work, but I'd be up for that.
That's great. Now, useful information. Do you have anything that can help you make your final decision?
I know that I'm going to the University of Oregon, so I've been basing my majors on what they offer, and that's been useful. Since I've been able to narrow my decision down to cinema studies and political science, I can go onto the UO website and check out what classes those major offers. I'll do that right now! The internet is so useful. Love being in 2016 where we have cool computers and a world wide web. Let's see. Alright, well, oh man, the cinema studies major says that there's some awesome internship opportunities and they have a study abroad program. That would be so cool. The courses also look really cool, and I like how broad the major is and how we learn about all different aspects of film. Oh man. And then there's the political science. And the top of the science major says, get ready to change the world. And that really, that's a huge hook for me. They also have a study abroad program, and one student got to work on the Obama campaign in 2008. Working on a campaign is definitely something I enjoy, and the exam classes look really engaging. This information is only making it harder for me to choose. But I think I know what I should do.
Really? You've made a decision?
Yes, I have. I'm going to major in cinema studies and minor in political science. I love the world of film, and it's an industry that I can see myself working in and being happy and passionate. My happiness is the most important part of my future, and I'm passionate about film. But I also care a lot about politics, and I would like to work for change in society. And I think a minor in political science would let me do that. It would allow me to have an educated voice in the future, and maybe I can combine the two majors, end up making a political documentary or something.
That's a great decision. How are you going to follow through?
I'm going to seek out an internship during J-term, possibly at the UO, so I can have a better understanding of what it's like actually working in that environment. I will take both film and political science classes at the UO as electives, which would give me real-life college experience in both classroom settings. I also plan to volunteer during fall to do something for the election and stay updated on what's happening.
Well, I guess that's the end for us. It's been great working with you.